Hey everybody, this is Miss Peachy from your WCA Earth Science class, and I'm going to do a quick video tutorial to explain to you how to do your portfolio on virtual meteorological or virtual meteorologist lab. So here I am inside of your lesson. We're going to go ahead and click on the virtual meteorologist lab, which takes me to the Vega viewer. And here in the Vega viewer, you will see the lesson. Bring this down just a little bit. You can see the bottom. We'll be skipping ahead a few slides. You should read through all of this. And then you get to the point where it gives you a link to virtual meteorologist lab activity and then the worksheet. And I just wanted to remind you that I would prefer you use the worksheet on my website. So here's my website, and you'll see that I'll be putting the video here soon, which I don't have up yet, but that you're going to want to click on this, pop it out, and then we'll open this. We'll actually go ahead and click and download button, and we'll download that to our Microsoft Word program. Okay, so then we'll bring that over here in Word, and this is where you're going to be putting all your data and all your measurements and stuff like that, okay? It's much easier to do it in Word than it is on a PDF. It saves better. You can save it to your computer and then attach it to the Dropbox. All right, so I'm going to go back to the Vega viewer. Where is it? Here we go. And we're going to go click on that virtual meteorologist lab activity, which of course is going to bring you to some stuff you got to click through here. Some questions to be asked. And then you go to where it says virtual meteorologist. Again, I'm going to bring this kind of down and over so we can see just a little bit better. Scrolling down, click on learn more, and now you're going to be given a map. And in this map, you'll have 5 different locations. Locations 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I like to click on all here to view the map. And that just gives me all the different things here. You have isobars, which show pressure. You can see the fronts. You can see where the precipitation is going to be or is currently. So it's going to help you with making predictions. Okay. So one of the things you're going to be doing is you are going to be looking on a day-by-day basis at each location. This is location number 1 here. On day 1, you're going to record temperature, relative humidity, precipitation, wind, and where the fronts are located. Then you're going to give a prediction for the next day at that location. Then you're going to give the weather conditions on the next day at that location. Okay, so you're going to keep doing this. Let me kind of explain this as we go through it. So first of all, let's go down here, select a location, and we'll view the data on day 1. Here it gives us temperature range, 31, 45, that's our low and high, relative humidity of 82, precipitation of 0, and the wind in kilometers per hour at 12.6. So that's the info that's going to go here, right? So temperature range, he said was 31.45. So that goes here. Okay. Relative humidity, it says 82%. So that's what's going to go here. Precipitation, it was 0. And wind, it was like 12.6. Yep, 12.6 kilometers per hour right here. The front details. This is where you're going to look at where are the fronts. You're going to have to say at location 1, so remember this is just location 1, that there is a low front, or I'm sorry, it's a stationary front close by, right? That's what this is here when they have alternating red circles and blue triangles. That's a stationary front nearby. So that's what I would record there. Stationary front to the southwest. Okay? So then my next day prediction. What do I think the weather's going to be like the next day? Well, oftentimes those stationary fronts don't move very fast. That's why they're called stationary fronts. So I'm going to predict that the stationary front is going to kind of stay where it is so that the conditions the next day will be very similar to the conditions on the first day. So that's my prediction. I'm going to predict either no precipitation. It's going to be kind of iffy here because either we're catching that stationary front when it's still kind of staying there. It's pretty close, so it might move through, and if it does, it'll bring precipitation. So, in fact, I'm gonna go back on what I just said. I'm going to go with a 50-50 chance of rain. It's kind of a cop-out. But I really feel like the next days it might bring that stationary front through. It might not. So I'm going to give it a 50-50 chance here. So then let's look at location 1 on day 2 and see what it's like. Oh, look. It looks like if we look at the data, we still didn't get any precipitation. So my original prediction probably would have been more like it. It looks like the conditions are very similar, right? Let's look at those compared to these. Oh, really pretty close, right? Not much of a change here. So now we would again do the same thing. Put in the conditions here and again predict what their weather would be like tomorrow. So if we look at tomorrow, I feel like it's probably going to be fair weather tomorrow based on this situation. The front here, there is a cold front now to the south. There's a cold front to the south. Remember, a cold front brings with it cooler temperatures too. That's another thing to think about. A cold front has cooler temperatures behind it. We saw the temperatures dropping a little bit, not a bunch. And it's also bringing with it fair skies behind the cold front. So the high pressure center behind is going to bring fair skies. Let's just go ahead and peek at day 3 real quick. There we go. It is definitely fair weather there. And our temperatures did drop. So that prediction I had correct. So that's what you guys are going to be doing here. You're going to go to each location. That was location 1. You're going to do this for location 1, location 2, location 3, location 4, and location 5. Each day recording the actual weather and then making a prediction for the next day. And that is all you need to do. I'm just going to actually have you do just the data collection and predictions for locations 1 through 5. I am not going to have you do the apply section or the draw conclusion section for this portfolio. Just that data collection is sufficient, okay? Just make sure you make good predictions. The rest of it you won't have to do because the first part is adequate for this lab. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can call me at extension 2204 or send me a webmail message.